Hello there friends, my name is Pike and I do Nature's Marketing, and lads, we did it. We made it onto the registry. This must be the first time I ever hear someone say that happily. That is because the registry I am on is not the illegal sex index. No, the registry I am on is the Anatube list, which is a registry of, well, Anatubers, and puts me on a list with the greats, like Sea-Dog VA, whom as far as I know got his start by cosplaying a British person.
I call 11-year-olds bitches over the internet for money.
And when he found out he actually was one, he started cross-dressing and frequenting strip clubs. Hey man, I get it, we've all been there. Or Gigak, another titan of the community. About as old as the titans as well. Bloody hell, 33. Or take his girlfriend, Sitsnap, with her most viewed video being her calling out for a pet era while looking straight into the camera for 2 hours long. Now get away from that camera, you silly bitch. It's right there, on top of your husband Walker. Just help me come get it. No, don't just sit there, help me. Oh god, it's flown off. Are you happy now? No, shut up you! Evidently a list of legends. So, to the creators of this list, thank you. But now I do need to keep my name as an Anatuber high, which is somewhat hindered by the fact that I have never watched a single anime in my entire life. You wanna know why I've never watched an anime in my entire life? That's right, because I read, motherfucker. So I would have to talk about another manga. And luckily, in the previous video there was supposed to be a manga, but it was cut because it didn't quite fit the video. But it does give a point which I've wanted to talk about for a while now. So let me introduce you to Deadtube.
Oh mama, comfort me. I know these awful things have got to be.
So, introductions. This is our main character and he's probably named something, and that's great, but sadly my throat is incredibly racist, so now I'll call him the cameraman. Now, our dearest cameraman is not the social icon that you'd guess from him by his drip, but more of the opposite. He has a history of being the butt of a lot of slapstick comedy, let's put it that way. He is, however, a phenomenal cameraman in a league of his own, and he puts these skills to use in the film club of his school, which apparently is a thing in Japan, and why don't we have that here? God knows I could have used some lessons on that. And one day he's approached by a girl. I know, exciting. This is May, and she is part of the swimming team, and as we experts like to call it, fucking mental, which we can immediately see when she walks up to the cameraman and asks him to film her for 2 days straight. This includes her practicing swimming and hanging around with her friends, which normal stuff, but it also includes her pissing and sleeping, which to each his own, of course, but I would not be pleased if I was woken up in the middle of the night and suddenly, oi, could you move a bit? You're fucking up my space compression. Cheers. The second day, however, does not feature any swimming or sleeping or pissing for all that matter, as far as we can see. But it features a date with May's boyfriend, which our dearest cameraman probably dislikes a lot more. Because, let's be honest, he'd been imagining rearranging May's guts for around a day by now, and he is very disappointed that would not happen. And that bad feeling is probably increased tremendously when he finds out that the boyfriend of May is actually his old bully, who used to inflict the slapstick comedy on him back in the day. So now, our cameraman is proper livid, but he has made a promise, so he films the day. The date goes well, they eat some ice cream and stuff, it's all very boring, but it ends in an abandoned building, where the bully and May undress and start making out on film. Now, our dearest camera cook doesn't react to this, he just stands back and films this, but he does think to himself, why am I filming something this boring? Look, fella, I understand, that's not you and you're sad about that, and that's fine. But calling his pregame boring is a low blow and you know it. So the pubic probing pregame progresses, and at one point May starts laying pipe. Now some of you might be a bit confused with what I just said, because usually that's the bloke's job. But no, May lays the pipe here. On the head of the boyfriend, actually. And at terminal velocity, to be precise. Now our main character cameraman is a bit shook by all of this, but his lack of survival instincts wins from his intelligence and he stays. So May is covered in blood and she walks up to him and she asks him if he filmed that beautifully. To which he pops out the 1-inch Defender and he says he did. Now this, to any ladies in the room, we can identify as a red flag. But why did she do all of this? Well, because of Deadtube, of course, which May explains all about after they murder the fuck out of everyone else in the film club. Don't ask, it doesn't really matter. You see, Deadtube is basically a tournament version of YouTube without community guidelines. Sounds like a dream, turns into a shit show around 5 seconds in. This is how it works. Everyone can upload as many videos as they want onto Deadtube, and the person with the highest rated video gets paid a shit ton. That's where you want to be. But if you're the lowest rated, you're fucked. Because you've now got to pay for everything everyone used in making their videos. And you faced any jail time and any consequences for the happenings that happen in the videos. So for example, I could walk up to Times Square right now, shoot someone in the head, and as long as my video got more views than yours, you're fucked. Not me. So have fun with your life sentence, nerd. Make sure not to drop the soap. Or if you do, make sure to film it. Maybe you'll win then. And the protection the app provides is seemingly limitless. At one point, one of the organizers of the site basically takes over a school, locks it shut and says, good luck. The school's your canvas, the weapons are your paintbrush, make me a Jackson Pollock. And the site makes sure nothing comes of it. So from then on, our cameraman films May's rampages and makes a shit ton of money from it. Because one of the fun things about May is that she's so utterly bipolar that she believes cameraman filming her grants her strength. And even weirder is it works. When cameraman films her, she becomes some sort of god of violence and weird flirting, and she becomes an unstoppable force in combat. She even says that when she's being filmed, a baseball hit to her head only serves to make her high. Now, do you like the opening? You did? You liked it? Well, great, because we've peaked. And that's because the writer just refuses to behave, to a point where it makes the whole manga so utterly disturbing that it becomes goofy. I'll give you just the intro of a chapter as an explanation for this. So listen along and see if you understand where they've lost me. So it starts with our protagonist discussing the new challenge, a video which lasts less than a minute. Yes, it's very clearly a commentary in YouTube shorts and all that. May suggests to just cave someone's skull in while blindfolded, but the others refuse because that's very, very boring. And the rest don't want to murder their own family. A small but perhaps important piece of information which I may or may not have forgotten the first time I made this video. So May walks off and the cameraman walks home. His little sister and his pops are home, which doesn't happen often because his father always works. So after the family reunion, they eat chili and our cameraman falls asleep. He wakes up later to eat the rest of the chili, and when he goes outside he finds out he was asleep for 3 days, and that in the meantime May has broken into his house, blindfolded his sister, given her a baseball bat, pushed her into her father's room and told her to have a crack at the watermelon in front of her. A watermelon being the head of her father. And guess what? She's not satisfied yet. No. Because just caving someone's head in, that's boring. That's what normies do. So what she does is she takes the remains of the father to the kitchen and makes the father into chili, which our cameraman already realized that the chili kind of tasted differently that morning. So he quite quickly comes to the realization that he ate his father. Now, to other blokes in our audience, this is what we call a red flag. And the cameraman and May make up like 5 to 10 pages later. Doesn't matter. We have more important things to do. You know what we have to do? We have to look at the school reality TV Warzone Psych Ward the chapter actually takes place in, with deranged killers walking around murdering all of the students. If the students didn't murder each other first, that is. And I was not even joking. Like, our main character cameraman is sad for 1.5 pages and then he just doesn't matter and he gets back with me. I get it, game is game, but fucking hell. And that last thing is a big problem in the series. The main cast just couldn't give half a flying fuck about what is happening. So why should I? So the author does the only thing he thinks he can do. He ups the stakes, and then it just gets fucking ridiculous. For example, here in chapter 50, we lock a girl in an abandoned school. Not the same one, I think. I believe it was another one. We kidnap and brainwash 50 professional losers, basically, without a job, without friends, without everything. And we tell them they can fuck her to death if they catch her. So she has to run from them and solve puzzles to get out of the locked up building, but if she gets caught, she's fucked. Literally. It's fucking ridiculous. Apart from that, the message of the story is also dumb. Turns out that when you offer someone half of their country's GDP to kill someone, they will kill someone. And if you threaten to kill the killer and put their family in a shit ton of debt if they don't make it interesting, then yes, they're gonna make it interesting. Fucking shocker, I know. So if I could give any advice to the author, it would be chill. Not everything you want to do has to be bigger and more disturbing and badder than the last part. You can do other things, like explore your characters. Explore Deadtube, because that's very needed at this point. It's quite funny, actually. This is the exact same advice as I gave in the last video, be it in different words. Make your story progress and make your characters evolve. And please quit the sex scenes, my mom watches this. Right, so all that being said, I feel like I'm done here. Thank you for watching. Don't read Deadtube. It's boring. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And maybe, go outside once. Go to the forest. You can meet me. We can have a beer. It'll be fun. Alright. Cheers.